Hola, mi gente, and welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, queries, statements, or otherwise, we have multiple ways to be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is @SkimPod. That is SKIMPOD. That's where I like to fight. For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. That's crunchy being spelled with a K. We're available via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Spotify, and a partridge in a pear tree. And of course the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show. And a band plays on here at Skim, and to that end we provide you a Podcastcast, a musical discussion podcast built on a hip-hop foundation, and you know what? It's dope. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, your host, the Internet's Tayrell713, and me? Well, damn it, I'm the real ODP.
I'm like raw, like I had cerebral palsy. My flows be wet like all these girls' draws be. Crack the field, spread the Buddha, then the head ash. Roll it up and then ask, who chipped in for the 10 bag? Etc. I roll my blunts with 2 textures. Pick up 50 bags, then I smoke all the extras. It's the truth, like VOC 180 proof. Don't drop your drawers, I'll fuck through your Daisy Dukes. True. Put your fingers up in the air if you're high. I walk by, so F a drive by. I swing up in it, batting average is half as good as Reggie Jackson's. That's why you talk backwards. And just be on some Bogart shit like Humphrey. You couldn't beat me if you ran with 21 Jump Street. Or 90210 fucking show. In the movies, I'm the nigga in the Buddha. Excuse me. In the movies, I'm the nigga pumping Buddha in the back row. I can't wait to get it on. I can't wait to get it on. It's my man Redman from his second album, There Is a Dark Side. Of course, that is the banger, Can't Wait. And I was thinking about the album this week after I was talking to somebody on Instagram about another record, and he was like talking about There Is a Dark Side. He was saying how it's a personal album to him for some reason, and I was like, yeah, it's dope. And it just made me think of There's a Dark Side. But what's funny is that song starts is like, I'm like raw, like I had cerebral palsy. There's a video that this, I want to say he's a comedian, but he might just be like a sketch guy who has cerebral palsy running up on Redman like, hey man, you know, you said I'm like raw, like I had cerebral palsy. And then Redman's like, oh man, I'm sorry, bro. He's like, no, that's true. We do be doing that shit. It's fucking hilarious. I like that bit, and that man could just laugh at the joke, and that was funny and fun to me. But hey, welcome to it. Stays Crunchy Milk, episode 374. I'm joined by the man of 1,000 nicknames, the artist formerly known as Chesterfield Rockwell. It's the 216's own Tatum.
That's right.
That's right. We're also joined by someone who, for some reason, really misses Pepsi Blue. It's Lunchbox.
Well, blue is my second favorite color.
What's your first favorite color?
Green.
Really?
Actually, it depends. Most things, I'll admit, it's blue.
Yeah.
Power Rangers, it's green.
Oh, bruh. Come on. It's the best choice. And if you listen closely, but not even that closely, we have the last of the Golden Coquis, the suburban Puerto Rican. It's the real ODP. It's my homeboy Gabe.
I'm also a fan of blue.
I mean, it's kind of easy, right?
Was it like ingrained in us as kids?
I don't know, but for years it was specifically cornflower blue. Just like I like the way that crayon looked. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I vibe with blue. A lot of things I do come in that.
I like that baby blue, like that Chargers blue.
Well, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of like
good in blue.
It's the kind of blue that I feel like they use for infants. You know, it's in that same spectrum.
Do you know that used to be the opposite? Have you heard that? Have you read that before?
Yeah, pink was means healthy baby, and women have the curse, so they're not healthy, so they got blue. I don't know.
And that didn't change until I want to say the 40s or 50s. It changed relatively in the overall span of time recently that they decided no, blue is for boys because we banging bees. I don't know, man. But how random that we have sexualized the color because
Stan Lee would appreciate that alliteration.
Yeah. We get down with that. J. Jonah Jameson. That's why he went for the triple on that one. You know what I'm saying? He was shooting from way outside on that one. But let's hit the ground running. You know how we do it. I hit you with a few stories. We chat them up and we go through life and so forth and so on. It's a relatively breezy situation. It all makes sense, and we do it every fucking week, and I love it. Do I want to bother with this story? It's not too long, so I actually think I'll read it off. Regarding the disenfranchisement of Cleveland voters, the call is coming from inside the House. This is from Sam Allard over at Scene, which is our local little whatever paper. You know what I'm saying? You have a version of Scene. I think it was called Creative Loafing in Atlanta. And I don't know if the Creative Loafing still exists, but that's what it used to be called. So you have a version of this paper in your neck of the woods. What is your neighborhood or your city newspaper? You know that is like in the free box. Let us know. I kind of want to know.
Do they all have Yankee Cranky shops advertised in the back of their...
Yankee Cranky?
Yankee Cranky?
Isn't that what they call them?
I love the way... I love how you described it. That's pretty hilarious.
I've never heard that turn of phrase before. And what is the Yankee Cranky? Just what are you talking about? The old
happy
the massage parlors. That used to be like in the sports page, remember? That's where you'd see like an ad for like, and it was always in the 330. It was never 440 or 216. So it must be some kind of law they had that you can go get you they always describe it as an Asian massage. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was always in the sports page of the regular paper here, the plain dealer. It was never, I mean, yes, it was of course in the back of Scene and the Free Times and so forth back in, but still. How funny. Anyway, let me read the story to you. In the wake of Donald Trump's decisive victory over Joe Biden in Ohio, a margin of 8%, virtually identical to Trump's victory in 2016, many have scratched their heads and speculated about the city of Cleveland's low voter turnout. Cleveland is the largest city in Cuyahoga County, the state's so-called Democratic stronghold, yet its residents showed up to the polls in uninspired numbers. Only about 53% of Cleveland's voters cast ballots, compared to nearly 70% countywide. Cleveland City Council people in the lowest turnout wards across town told Cleveland.com that there was a number of reasons for the lack of participation on Election Day. Poverty, racism, inflated voter rolls, apathy, the pandemic. Democratic ward leader Rebecca Maurer wrote in Scene that in Ohio and Cuyahoga County, Democratic parties failed to effectively coordinate a ground game in the absence of official Biden campaign offices. That told me that, I mean, not to whatever, that tells you right off the rip, Joe Biden and his group felt Ohio was not actually in play this year. And also, this is the first time that, in a long time, that Ohio went for a candidate that did not win the office. And so they were like, Ohio's time as a harbinger of elections might be over. And I'm like, you might be racist, but whatever. All of these factors are significant, but among the most critical and overlooked factors is the degree to which Cleveland's own leaders have ensured the residents do not get to participate in how they are governed. For Cleveland's leaders, the electorate is a thing to be marshaled and deployed every 4 years, at which time they are expected to fill in the bubble for the Democratic candidate. That is what voters mean when they say that they are taken for granted. For voters, it's not only a sense of apathy and despair over presidential politics that keeps them at home. It's no doubt true that the impoverished Clevelanders are so accustomed to their misery that they're unlikely to become convinced that a vote for one candidate or another will improve the material conditions of their lives. It has not in the past, but it's also very true that they try to improve their lives, and every time they've done so at the local level, they've been shut out. Though they deny it up and down, Cleveland City Council has made shutting out voters its primary mission. They communicate nothing with as much regularity and strength. Any councilperson bemoaning a low voter turnout should recall that they forbid residents from offering public comment at council meetings, that they appoint their own successors, robbing residents of the ability to elect their own representatives, and they work tirelessly to ensure the citizens' petitions are invalidated or sabotaged. Council President Kevin Keeley has been the architect in recent years of this textbook disenfranchisement. He and his allies in the council have ensured that Clevelanders could not vote on a $15 minimum wage, a referendum on the Q deal, citizen-led lead safe lead safe legislation, sure thing, and a proposal to cut the size of the pay of the city council itself. While those efforts have ripple effects, you cannot continually forbid the involvement of constituents and then expect them to show up for national elections. An analyst of low voter turnout, then, must include not only the macro-level disenfranchisement born of poverty, racism, and gerrymandering, but the micro-level disenfranchisements born of the city's contempt of the electorate. Now, of course, that's an opinion piece, but sometimes shit is just real. And, yeah, Cleveland didn't vote. People who did vote Cleveland had, at least on the east side of Cleveland, had very long lines to vote, which is just insane to me because they're like, what's going on over there? Like I said, my man Dan voted in like 7 minutes up the road from where he lived.
That is true.
But what time did you vote?
I got off work at 6. Within 2 minutes, I was in the car in the garage. And then it took me 7 minutes to leave my house, get to the polls, get inside the building, get checked in, go to the booth, fill out the bubbles, take it to the machine, walk back out to my car. 7 minutes from my garage to the end of the process.
Okay. Well, what? So I went to go vote early in the morning, like right at like the polls open up at 6:30, and I was there by. I was there. Anywho, the lines were very long to vote, but that was at 6:30. And then my girlfriend went at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. And the lines were shorter. And then like her family went about close to 7 o'clock, and they went very fast. So I think like throughout the day, lines just got shorter because people had already voted.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for. Like, especially like in my area, like it's kind of an older neighborhood. It's starting to get younger, but it's still primarily older. So I figured a lot of them either voted like by mail or voted like earlier in the day while I was working. So I was hoping that when I got off, I could just get in there and get out. Because this is my first time voting for the presidency from like my house. Because the last time I voted, it was like a week or two before I bought like the closing of my house. I didn't have my house yet. So I was still on my mom's address, so I was voting at a different place. And yes, that rats me out for not voting for any of the other elections. I've only voted in presidentials.
Kind of makes me knew it might be over. Fed chair says, for whatever reason, CNN still refuses to call Arizona, even though I think Arizona called Arizona. But just in case you're wondering how this election situation is going, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Biden had I don't know if they've certified it yet because that usually takes a little bit, but I believe Arizona was like, yeah, Joe Biden won, and we audited our votes to make sure they were legit and they were good. So I mean, guess what? Joe Biden's still the president-elect, and no matter what Donald Trump says, I was reading a story earlier about how he seems to, they believe he seems to be slowly coming to the understanding that he took this L. But he'll still complain that he took this L and blame it on all kinds of things, but he's accepting that he took this L. So
he won't accept responsibility, but
no,
he'll accept the fact.
It'll be everybody's fault but his own. And so that's just who he is, and it's probably always been that way. So it's just, it's how it goes down.
I mean, when you just continuously fail upward, what incentive do you have to change?
Correct.
Yeah,
it's like this whole time it's been working. You know what I'm saying? So,
guy was born on third base and thinks he hit a home run.
Oh my God!
Man, how many classes you gonna spit tonight, Gabe?
Yeah, man, my man coming through. Another quick story. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says bars, restaurants, and fitness centers will close in 1 week if coronavirus spread doesn't decrease. Trust me, it won't decrease. Trust me, he won't close these things. Cleveland, Ohio. This is by Seth A. Richardson over at Cleveland.com. Coronavirus cases continue to skyrocket in Ohio. Governor Mike DeWine threatened to order bars, restaurants, and fitness centers closed in 1 week if newly confirmed cases continue to increase. During an evening address to Ohioans, DeWine said the current surge presents a different challenge than in the spring, when the main concern was lack of hospital space. Rather, health workers continue to be infected with coronavirus, jeopardizing the staff available to help treat patients. If the current trend continues and cases keep increasing, We'll be forced to close restaurants, bars, and fitness centers 1 week from tomorrow, DeWine said, that being today. I am very well aware of the burden this will place on employees and the owners. But these are places where it's difficult or impossible to maintain mask wearing, which we know now is the chief way of slowing this virus. DeWine did not give specific figures for what constitutes a slowing of the coronavirus spread. Cases in Ohio have more than quadrupled over the last month, and hospitalizations have more than doubled. Ohio posted its second worst day of newly confirmed cases on Wednesday at 5,623. That was down from the high mark of Tuesday at 6,508. And secret, today it was a little bit over 7,000, new record. DeWine has remained hesitant to institute any further coronavirus mitigation measures, fearing a slowdown in Ohio's economic recovery. But a lack of compliance with state guidelines, wearing masks, practicing social distancing, and limiting gathering sizes threatens the state's ability to care for patients, he said. If we don't change this, we won't be able to provide appropriate care for all Ohioans who need it for COVID and for all Ohioans who require other emergency care for things like accidents, strokes, and heart attacks, DeWine said. Hospitals will again be forced to postpone important but less urgent care. DeWine said there's been rampant spread at gatherings like weddings, banquets, and funerals. He said we would issue a new health order in the next few days, placing more restrictions on social gatherings. Specifically, open congregate areas can no longer be open, DeWine said. This requires everyone to be seated and masked unless they are actively consuming food or drinks, and prohibits such things as dancing and games. Ohio, like most of this nation, corona issue is running buck and fucking wild. And I truly don't know what we're going to do to make it better. I was not going to read the story, but I sent the story to you guys the other day. Hope on the crest, maybe? Biden's COVID advisor said U.S. lockdown of 4 to 6 weeks could control pandemic, and revive economy. This is from Dr. Who wrote this is Will Fewer. I'm not going to read just the whole thing. I just want to talk about the high level shit of this. Dr. Michael Osterholm, a coronavirus advisor of President-elect Joe Biden, said a nationwide lockdown would help bring the virus under control in the U.S. He said the government could borrow enough money to pay for a package that would cover lost income for individuals and governments during a shutdown. We could really watch ourselves cruising to the vaccine availability in the first and second quarter of next year while bringing back the economy long before that. Germany did this. New Zealand did this. I believe South Korea did this. Vietnam. Lots of places did this. Lots of countries have done this. It has worked. It works very well. And what you end up doing is saying, everybody go your ass home and don't come out this house.
But what about my freedom?
Well, most people want to know, what about my dough? And he said, okay, we're just going to pay your ass to stay your ass at home. In this situation, like in Germany in particular, they just pay the businesses to keep paying their employees as if they were working. Sit your ass still for about 6 weeks. It sucks, it really does. But at that point, if motherfuckers truly do what they're supposed to do, and that is sit your ass still and are paid to do it, because, you know what I'm saying, we got to incentivize it. It's just what it is. Then it really can, like, the virus really can just fall off. And it's needed, it's necessary. And I hope they are able to make that happen. I'm sad that I have to wait until January for it to at least even can be considered as a starting factor, because that's just the kind of leadership we currently have in the White House. But
yeah, what leadership?
Well, I just told you what kind of leadership. Poor.
So, I'm saying like non-existent.
Yeah.
When things first happened, this is what I was expecting. Like when, certain things were closed, like when I couldn't go to Marshall's and get me scented candles, I'm like, you know what, I was fine with that. But then just seeing how much bullshit was still open,
yeah, it
was just like, and I mean, forgive me for sounding cruel and like, but McDonald's, why the fuck was McDonald's open?
Yeah, you'd asked that some time ago.
You did.
You are correct. And I get it. I know why it's open, because it's cheap food and people need a cheap spot to eat at because everybody can't afford great food. But
but yet and still, every day my son's school was giving away fruits and vegetables, and then they stopped the program because nobody came to get it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a double-edged sword, because it was like, well, nobody's coming to get it because of the virus, but McDonald's line was fucking packed.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
But the point stands. If they shut down, they shut down McDonald's, they shut it all down and be like, okay, look, prepare this way. You know what I'm saying, get X amount of food in your house and so forth. Just get ready. We're about to lock this bitch down. We probably need 4 to 6 weeks. You can never make that pass. So what it'll probably end up being is 2 weeks. Because you can make it work for 2 weeks, right? You can be like, all right, don't let me see you in these streets.
Well, if they could do something like, hey, for 2 weeks, close. Mm-hmm. 1 week open. Get all the shit you need.
Yeah.
This part of
Yeah. Just lay a plan bare and be like, okay, on this day, February 1st, we're shutting it down. People will go, of course, run like idiots and go steal all the toilet paper again. But it's like, I got enough shit in my freezer I can make it 2 weeks easy. You know what I'm saying? I might not have everything I want, but I could go 2 weeks, probably standing on my head. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if they're gonna just keep paying, boy, you know what I'm saying? I look, not just stacking that fetty. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do what we gotta do. But yeah, it is good to not hear from my president-elect every damn day bitching about something. You know what it is? How nice it is to have a quiet dude. You know what I'm saying? When there's somebody who's not typing in caps and wingdings and shit. It's like, I get it. Motherfuckers is like, Joe Biden's boring and shit like that. I need some boring back in that fucking White House. I need the dullest man ever. Just, getting by, man. And it's just, like I said, we didn't really discuss the election last time. We kind of chatted it a wee bit, but I wasn't trying to dig into it because I just wasn't trying to dig into it. But here we are now. We got to hit the ground running. And like I said, right now, the pandemic, 66% of South Dakota has fucking corona. The state, the entire state. Fuck them. They let them have that damn biker rally, that Sturgis bike rally. Most of this country, a good chunk of the country currently suffering from coronavirus can be traced back to that event. Because like 100,000 people go, fuck, I'm going to Sturgis anyway. And then they go home and it just becomes a super spreader, the super spreader event. And so, fuck South Dakota. Make that bitch one Dakota and get rid of that bullshit. Fuck them.
You can go back to having 50 states by making D.C. or Puerto Rico a state.
Hell yeah. Yeah, maybe we can just give the Dakotas back to the Dakota people. Like, you do what you will. You can kick them all out if you need to.
I often forget about the Dakotas. What other state do y'all not think about?
Wyoming, Montana.
I think about Wyoming only because, like, of Kanye recording there and showing those beautiful pictures.
I literally have that. You know what I'm saying? Yay over there right now. It's literally a picture of the mountains of Wyoming. So you're right. That does come to me when I spin that record. Actually, that record is downstairs. I'm pointing at the wrong place now.
I never think of like Vermont.
No, you know what? I ain't never thinking about Vermont. Only reason I'm thinking about Vermont now is it's the one state that has that is trending downward in coronavirus infections.
I see that picture.
The Dakotas don't get any thought from me.
No, does Vermont have maple syrup?
That's what I was just about. Man, you on fucking fire, gang. That's what I was just about to say.
They got the quarter on the back of the quarter look like a little kid peeing into a bucket next to a tree. He's really collecting maple syrup, if I'm not mistaken, but kind of looks like he's pissing in a bucket.
I think about. I guess when it comes down to it, I only think about states that remind me of food or mountains.
For the longest time, I thought syrup only came from Canada.
I mean, we got
even though they took us on a field trip when I was a kid to like the maple farm here in Ohio.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Did you get some maple candy while you was there?
Oh yeah, and that shit gave me such a headache.
Oh shit! Sorry.
It was good though.
Well, like I said, I only had a few tales to tell this week, and that was they. I just had just a couple of things that I had on my mind and so forth. So after we do that, we lead over to my aunt. And what's popping with you, man?
All right. Well, I know. I forgot which one you guys. I think it was Daniel. Sent like the United States map with all the different sides.
Yeah, the favorite sides.
That was me.
Yes, and I said I want to discuss that this week. God, thank you for that reminder.
But before we get to the sides, let's get to what I'm gonna have for my main dish, and that's gonna be turkey. I bought 2 turkeys today. It was funny, like I reorganized my freezer, to 52 turkeys in there. And I'm like, shit. I should have straightened that bitch out earlier because I could have got 3 turkeys today. So
I saw Whole Foods has turkeys on sale.
Yeah, Mark's had them on sale. They were 60 cents a pound. So I had to fuck with Mark's.
Oh, that was definitely cheaper because this was Whole Foods turkey, so you're paying the Whole Foods markup.
Yeah, but
young hormone-free birds that were free to roam before we took them and stuck their head in that thing that chops their heads off
or crushes them.
But are them breast juicy? But yeah, me and Dan were just discussing the other day, like that Amazon has a new delivery service, and you can get but yeah, I was thinking about maybe closer to the day I get a fresh turkey instead of getting a frozen one.
Okay. Have you ever cooked a fresh turkey?
Yes.
How's that experience comparatively?
The same as getting a frozen one.
I didn't know if the fresh game was the way we should have been doing this whole time.
No, it was I think it was like around Christmas time, like maybe like 3 years ago. I was looking for a turkey and all the frozen turkeys were gone. Like I went to all the spots, like all turkeys were gone, and I still had a Sam's Club membership at the time. Mm-hmm. And I went to Sam's Club and they had fresh turkeys there, and they weren't much more than I would have paid
for the frozen joint.
Yeah, for a frozen turkey. So, like my stepfather, like legitly buys like 10 turkeys every year, and keeps them in his freezer and like cooks them throughout the year. I mean, yes, I could have just went over there and got a turkey, but I can't just keep on taking stay-as turkeys and shit. So, anywho,
can you like when you buy the whole turkey, does it come pre-gutted?
Yeah,
yeah. It's like, I mean, yes, it comes gutted, but it's like a little wax paper bag of the gizzards and the giblets and the heart and the neck.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just reach that bitch and snatch it out.
If you want it. Like, that's what it's in there for? Yeah, I'm asking because, like, I feel like there's a lot of value in buying the frozen turkeys. Mm-hmm. And, but, like, I haven't cooked one myself before. Like, I've helped deep fry one, and we did one in high school in, like, home ec class. But wow. I've never done one, like, myself. So I'm curious on whether I want to attempt this task or not.
Man, I'd love you to smoke a bird, bro.
I brought y'all some smoked turkey.
I know, but he has his own smoker. I'd like him to smoke a bird.
You were saying it as if you never had smoked turkey before.
No, you took it as that. That's not what I'm saying. I want him because
I will not take it as that.
My man. I want my man. You know what I'm saying, working on his chef skills to smoke a bird himself in his smoker. You know what I'm saying? The smoker ain't got much of a workout this year because we've just been locked in the goddamn house. Why not smoke a bird? You know?
You should smoke some cheese.
True indeed.
Smoke both.
I gave Vanessa some smoked Gouda on something the other day, and she was not happy about it. I was like, I'm sorry, didn't know you weren't a fan.
What?
She did not like it. Did not like the flavor profile, the notes, and I was like, I had to.
What? Now, this happens to me sometimes. Like, was it some expensive smoked Gouda or just some like?
I guess the highest end that the deli at Giant Eagle will give you. You know what I'm saying? Your pre-sliced Jones. So. Not really. It's probably like $7 for the half pound, quarter pound, whatever they sell that shit at. Get them QPs of cheese out here, baby. You know how we get down.
What I remember when I was little, one of my favorite things they used to have at Pick and Pay or Finest was like the ends of like at the end of the night they used to have like a big ass bag of different meats and cheeses and shit. Mm-hmm. And it used to be like I guess whatever was left over, and it used to be like a couple bucks.
They do that at Giant Eagle now, where like the deli meat that doesn't like sell or that like they do pre-bag shit. They have it in the meat section. It's like on an end cap. Man,
I remember that just being wonderful. I think that's where I got my loves of different cheeses from. I got to try different cheeses. Is that pack and you know getting that for super cheap. Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to the lecture at hand. So this list isn't the greatest list, but it might give somebody a couple ideas about 25 different ways to cook a turkey.
There's 25?
I mean,
it's like shrimp.
Yeah, some of these is kind of bullshit, but
like, does it include go throw it in the dishwasher on hot or some shit?
I would never eat no shit like that. I mean, unless they got like a good, Tide Pod flavor pack.
That's just like a giant sous vide machine. That's all it is.
I want to let you all know that dishwasher turkey is indeed your current front runner for show title this week. Dishwasher turkey.
So the first thing was air fryer turkey breast. Because air fryers are pretty big. Even though like one of the things that Wirecutter said is don't ever buy a air fryer. Just buy a convection toaster oven. All right, so easy roast turkey. That's pretty much what everybody makes. Herb rub deep fried turkey. I'm interested in making one of the. I still would like to deep fry turkey. Classic herb rub turkey. Brine turkey breast, which I brine my turkey every year, so that's just how I roll. Bay leaf and honey glazed turkey with pear chutney.
You're doing too much.
Yeah, that's a little bit like they could have just kept that private. A slow cooker turkey breast. I don't know if I would want to put anything in a slow cooker, like turkey wise. I think that should be dry as hell, especially the breast.
So I'm gonna do a turkey breast this year because Vanessa vegetarian at this point. Xander never gonna eat the turkey. It's just gonna be me and Leo. We're the ones who eat the turkey. So at this point, I don't need a whole damn bird because it's just not good. Yeah. It's just wasteful. So I figured I'd just get a breast and we'll hit it with that.
Okay, so we got sage rub turkey breast. Oh, this one was interesting to me. Coffee rub turkey breast with rum and pepper pan gravy. Now I know, like when you're cooking beef, sometimes they'll do a coffee rub. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, cut up turkey. Not really interesting at all. That's something you were going to do regardless. A Cuban style turkey.
Is there like some pork roast in there or something like that?
No, it just wears like a white button-up shirt now.
It votes Republican in every election because of something Ronald Reagan did fucking 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm. This
one, I laugh, but no, it just got Tyrell angry.
This one, I thought might interest lunch a little bit. The turkey with brown sugar and maple syrup brown. That's not the one I was thinking about. Never mind.
Man, that sounds like the Wendy's breakfast I had yesterday. I finally tried Wendy's breakfast, and it felt like if McDonald's breakfast is kind of like the great value of fast food breakfast, Wendy's breakfast feels like the Michelin star of fast food breakfast.
You like them potatoes?
They were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, they good. Because I know you're not a real fan of JoJo's, but those
but the way they season them bitches, pretty good. I got them too where I added cheese and bacon. So it wasn't bad.
All right, so lemon turkey cutlets, bad. Moroccan spice turkey, turkey with sage and sausage stuffing, which I kind of do that with my stuffing, of course. So I kind of do that. Of course, I don't call it stuffing, I call it dressing. Just put some turkey breakfast sausage in the dressing.
So, what's the best way to make dressing that isn't stovetop? Because I have a Whole Foods order coming tomorrow, and I ordered a bag of stuffing mix, and I ordered like a can of cranberry sauce. Like I'm starting to gather some things so that like I'm fully anticipating not being able to go anywhere for Thanksgiving, even though I'm invited to go to a couple places. But like if the state's about to go on lockdown, I think like some of my family might actually take it seriously. So I'm thinking about just making myself like a makeshift, like single person Thanksgiving meal. And so I'm wondering what Chef Tatum here can.
You want me to run through it real quick for you?
Sure.
Okay, so when you get a chance, or like buy a bag of, I think like self-rising cornmeal. Look on the back of the bag. It'll be a recipe on the back for cornbread. Now, make that cornbread, but except do not put the sugar in there. Make it just like that. After you make that, you cut it and let it dry out. You can cut it up, put it in the oven, and to dry it out. So for your next step. So then I would, cut up some onions, bell pepper, celery. And either, if you're going to go fancy, I'll get like some sage leaves. And while I'm cooking down those onions, peppers, and celery, cut up some sage leaves and put it and get those soft. Just a little bit soft. Just cook them just enough to get the flavor going. Not enough to where everything's mushy. Then you cut up. You got that cornbread that you let dry out. You mix that with about 3 eggs and like maybe one container, like I think it's like a 32-ounce container of chicken stock. Mix all that together, and before you put the 3 eggs in there, taste it. That's where you start tasting right there. Like if you need to add more salt, more pepper, whatever you're gonna put in there. Taste it, and then add the eggs. Add the eggs. Make sure it's like when you mix it all together. Now, some people like to visually see the pieces of cornbread, or some people just like it being one smooth consistency. That'll be up to you. Now, some people like to add bread, like as filler or something like that, but that's not really necessary. And you bake it in the oven at 350 for about a half an hour to 45 minutes, and that's it.
You know what's amazing is I watched a YouTube video yesterday of a guy who just did everything that you just said, except he also added chicken sausage to it.
Okay.
It was literally everything you just said. That's why I was chuckling, because like I just watched this video last night, and like it wasn't like I went out seeking it. I watch his channel from time to time. It's this black guy who kind of like talks over himself a lot, but like his videos are real simple to follow. So like I watch his shit sometimes, and that was what he did. Like he made the cornbread, and then he cooked the vegetables, and then he added all the shit together. And he cooked the meat before he did the vegetables, because he cooked the vegetables in the meat juice. But then he added it all into a pan, and then he put it into like a little mini like Dutch oven type dish, and then he put it in the oven to bake for like at 350 for like 45 minutes.
You also want to do that probably the night before, or at least get your prep work, get your vegetables chopped up and all that good stuff. That way you're ahead a little bit.
Yeah, when it comes to like being able to make that big dinner, I do that shit like a couple days ahead. Like, it's hard. It's not easy to be like, okay, we're gonna have macaroni and cheese, green beans, dressing, a turkey, possibly rolls, and like make all that shit. Oh, not to mention sweet potato pie. Go make a cake. Man, I only got one oven. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Like it takes some prep, and much like T's probably feeling right now, no sleep for a couple days. And then yeah.
Man, what I'm about to say is gonna make me sound like an idiot. So for the longest time, I always thought that the broiler was just the drawer underneath at the bottom of the stove.
You're not the first person. You're not the only person who thinks that.
I didn't realize that the broiler is also inside the oven, and you just flip the switch and there's a coil at the top.
Yeah.
I did not know that until a couple weeks ago when I was like, I flipped it over to broil just to see what happened, and then I saw the coil on the top get hot, and I was like, oh shit, I could have been doing this whole time.
So in my oven, I'm a gas oven guy. So the only way I can do it is use the bottom drawer, and that is the broiler pan. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you get that pan with the rack. It's to keep the grease out of that. It works like a champ. You throw it in there. But I ain't broiling nothing because you know what I'm saying. That's more of a meat man. You'll put that broiler to work. You know what I'm saying? Me,
I mean, it's good. It seems too for some vegetables and stuff.
Yeah,
because the broccoli I cooked in there a couple weeks ago didn't really get crispy until I hit it with the broiler, and even then it wasn't I didn't do it long because at that point I'd already cooked it so long from the bottom that I didn't want to overdo it with the top.
Yeah. So probably the move is to start it at the top, hit it with that, get that char, I guess, and then drop it down and lower your temperature and just get you a bake. Probably real nice that way. Get your vegetables popping. We cook a lot, people. Most popular Thanksgiving side dishes map. I'm not going to read you 50 states, but I'm going to read you a couple of spots that made me go, And one thing I noticed, and I thought that this is the one that had me the most there's a mac and cheese belt in this great nation of ours.
Mac and cheese belt.
that is Delaware. I might write that one down. That might be a good title to the mac and cheese belt.
It starts at the states that you want to get rid of.
No. It actually starts at Delaware, Maryland, you know what I'm saying? Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those states went blue this presidential election. So, seems to me people are changing some things, and then I'm okay with that right there. But the mac and cheese belt it's very exciting that it exists. They say the most popular side in the great state of Ohio is the green bean casserole, and I'm just like, that's just lies. It's just lies.
I like green bean casserole.
Bro, come on.
I do like green bean casserole, but it's not my favorite.
Thank you. Not your favorite. Is it your favorite?
Hey, it's the Joe Biden of side dishes. It wasn't anybody's favorite, but somehow it won a nomination.
Yeah, I've never had it before.
It's whack.
How the fuck is West Virginia rocking with rolls, and Indiana's doing deviled eggs? Our neighbors are fucking tripping.
That's the one.
I didn't even think of deviled eggs as a.
I love a deviled egg. Love a deviled egg, but that's your side dish of choice, my nigga. That's how I know we throw this whole map out. Because that's some bullshit, except for we going to respect the mac and cheese belt. But deviled eggs. Fuck Indiana. That's why they got blue lights in their bathrooms. You can't trust that state. That whole
shooting
throw that whole state out.
Deviled eggs.
Fuck that. Probably at the same time.
I never realized how big a thing deviled eggs were until I got older and started going to other people's house. Deviled eggs is a staple in some people's families.
Bro, you get that.
It's definitely a staple, but I never felt like it was top tier. I love deviled eggs. To me, they're like candy, but they're not when I think of Thanksgiving side dish, to me, they're an appetizer. They're not sitting there and
I never thought of it as a side dish stuffing for Thanksgiving. I love deviled eggs.
Rarely am I inviting deviled eggs to the game. You know what I'm saying? They not coming through in most situations. Every now and then, Vanessa will get a hanger for some deviled eggs, and I'm like, "Oh, use that spicy mustard I bought," and them bitches be hitting. But that's in the middle of nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're just sitting here in a pandemic, hey, what them deviled eggs doing? No one has them as their favorites. Mashed potatoes, it's a whole mashed potato belt too that starts from Illinois up and over. So Illinois,
mashed potatoes
Wisconsin,
make sense,
Minnesota.
You got a green bean casserole belt down there in Texas, New Mexico.
Same side dish as Texas,
Arizona.
Yeah.
We really are a red state.
You offended? I've been saying for the longest, we're the most southern state there is.
I said I like
Alabama to
green bean
north.
casserole. I didn't say it was my favorite.
Biscuits being the hit in Oregon? Biscuits in Oregon?
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
What the fuck is broccoli casserole?
I've heard of that.
Like, why is Ohio surrounded by such weird shit?
It's actually a very interesting dish that I don't think you fuck with. Imagine, if you will, coleslaw, but made with broccoli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've had that before. I just called it
I
coleslaw.
thought that was broccoli slaw.
Maybe it is. Here, let's look up broccoli casserole. Maybe I could be fucking up.
I gotta find the
broccoli
map again.
casserole.
Which state has their favorite of sweet potatoes?
Sweet potato
All right.
casserole is Tennessee. And then, what is that? What's Arkansas? Wait, no, that's not Arkansas. What the fuck is that?
Of course, it's like 60,000 different things that could be considered broccoli casserole.
Mississippi. I had to. Mississippi is baked sweet potatoes. All right, Arkansas's side just says white gravy.
Which is what semen. You can't trust that.
Okay, so is
and then, sorry, whatever the fuck this is up here, is that Wyoming or something? Brown gravy?
That is Wyoming.
Is that a side?
Okay.
Or is that what you put on top of your gravy? On your turkey, I mean.
It's not a side. It's again the inaccuracies of this map. Turkey gravy in Hawaii. You ever think they fuck with turkey gravy in Hawaii?
Alaska likes the hash brown casserole. I can get behind that.
Do they? Because we're saying a lot of this map, which we already know is trash, so we can't trust rolls. Every state that say rolls, I'm looking at your ass real sideways. West Virginia, Missouri, Oklahoma, Utah. Yeah, them the states that would say rolls. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, see, this is one thing that's probably...
Hold on. Let me just jump in here. Maine with a side salad.
Just a side salad?
Check me out.
What's
I
the
know
good
some
side
Mainers.
salad?
That's them just being dumb. Not dumb as in dumb. That's them just being like, I ain't telling you what I fuck with. Keep that shit to my chest. I don't share with you what I eat.
Indiana really is the only state with deviled eggs.
I mean, Maine only state with side salad. So, I mean,
Side salad,
All right, what you about to say, Ed? I'm sorry.
I kind of think it was some of these things like, so for Mississippi, they said bake sweet potatoes. Like, do they mean yams?
Or do they mean like people like, foil wrapping, jacket wrapping some sweet potatoes and putting butter on them?
They don't mean that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they call in broccoli casserole, or broccoli slaw. Like, maybe they just asking the wrong fucking people.
But the question is, do they eat?
Let's put Kentucky broccoli.
Well, the thing about it, too, is, like, Alabama just says dressing, which is just another word for stuffing. So it's like, it's called Pepsi on this map.
The question is, do they eat those sweet potatoes all sexy like?
Okay, here's Martha's. This is Martha's Kentucky Cooking broccoli casserole recipe. It's a callback of the episode that went up this week. So, broccoli, margarine, grated cheese, Ritz crackers, and curry powder. So, basically, you mix all that, Ritz crackers on top like your breadcrumbs. That's broccoli casserole, and that's from Martha's Kentucky Cooking. So, if that is the Kentucky broccoli casserole, there you go. It's basically like green bean casserole, except you replace the green beans with broccoli, and you sprinkled Ritz crackers instead of onions on top of them.
Sprinkle me, man.
Big timer, 40 water. All right, so like I said, as we look at this map, I'm just like, I respect due to all of the mac and cheese belt, because I agree with you. It is my favorite side. Of course, the rib for my pleasure cranberry sauce has to be in the building. I saw that somewhere on the internet the other day, and I laughed so heartily. I want the rib for my pleasure cranberry sauce.
Yeah, I have good questions about this. Like, the gravy is just bothering me. That's not a side dish.
No, it's not. It's again.
This list disappoints me only because, like, sides are my thing at Thanksgiving. Like, I'm not actually big on turkey.
Yeah. About a ham.
I think that's part of why I don't want to cook a whole turkey, because I'm not gonna eat the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should just like do what Tia's planning on doing? Maybe doing a turkey breast, because honestly, like not too long ago, I think we talked about this on the show. Like I got some turkey wings. That shit wasn't no good.
You know, I've had like the turkey leg, and I'm not big on it. It's a little gamey for me.
That is an issue I think we all have. That some people have with turkey in general. Turkey is they are domesticated, but they are not as far domesticated as chickens. So they still got a little bit of the wild in them, and so they have a bit of a gamey flavor sometimes, you know. So
they still. Yeah, I remember like when we first moved over here, like I used to see a lot of turkeys like walking down the street and shit. I don't be seeing that no more.
Oh, dude, I see them in Berea all the time. I saw turkey roadkill on West 130th like 2 summers ago.
I remember one time I was dropping my brother off at work, and I was like, let's say I was going north the first time, and I seen some turkeys like walking on the freeway. And when I was coming back south, I seen 2 turkeys on the freeway dead. Roadkill is one of those things that I don't think people talking about how cool it is. I love roadkill, man. Not that I'm gonna get out and eat it, but it's always so interesting to me to see, like, God dang, look at that big ass deer. Look at that tummy about to blow
It's
up.
tough though when you see it happen.
Oh, I never seen it happen before.
And you watch the animal die. I watched a squirrel get run over at one time, and that I've talked about that on the show, like near when we first started recording this back in the day. Watching an animal get run over by a semi-trailer, that fucking hurts your soul.
Yeah, I never seen it before. Maybe that's why I can laugh at it comfortably.
I saw a deer coming and going on 90 today. I saw a dead deer on one side going west, and saw coming back east on the other side. There was a deer. I'm like, God damn, it just must be that season.
It's mating season. They in heat.
I watched a car coming back from Chicago in 2016. When we took the kids to my mama's house. And me and Vanessa were coming back from Chicago, and on the way back, we saw a deer just hop out, and a car hit that motherfucker dead on, and the deer go up in the air and just helicopter in the air and then come back down. That car was fucked beyond belief, and I was like, I had to weave around that car because it, like I said, that shit it just happened. I was like, whoa. So to see it live, I was just like, yeah, no, thank you, no mas.
Has there ever been a study done on the health effects of these people who eat roadkill? Are they all fucked up? Or are they healthier than normal people? I don't know. Not to say that eating roadkill isn't normal, but
I don't think they're healthier than normal people, but they cool.
I would.
They know when it's thing.
Yeah, that's true. I would think probably people who eat roadkill know what they're doing. You know, the roadkill game. So. Like, we know we up to out here, baby.
I mean, if you get it fresh enough, it's just a kill.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
Especially this time of year, it's cold. It's
why are you eating
refrigerating
stuff off the side of the road? I mean, not to judge these. I guess I am judging them a little bit. But,
like I said, you see them big old deer carcasses out there, you be like, that is a lot of meat. That would probably that could go long, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, you take it down with a bullet or someone takes it down with their truck. What's the difference? If anything, the meat's coming pre-tenderized.
I was just about to say that. You got there first. One thing, I mean, I live in an area where I believe is very, very heavily populated with deer. And like every time I drive past this certain spot, I see maybe a couple times a week, like this group of like 11 or 12 turkey vultures like this, like chilling out. I wonder, like, this deer die that much over there in that one spot, in that one little area?
Mayhaps.
Because they be eating every day.
Like, we eating good over here. The whole flock doing the damn thing. We out here.
Did y'all see that one video where it's a cougar and a deer walking together? It was caught by like either a hunting camera or a Ring camera, and they like walking, looking like they creeping.
Cougar makes me giggle every time because I'm immature.
My buddy just went out with a cougar tonight. I'm not kidding. She's like 54. He's 35.
Oh.
I mean, you can't catch Corona when you hitting it from the back.
Yeah. When he told us her age, I sent like the gif of the old lady from the "I'm falling and I can't get up" commercial.
Get hip out.
To be fair, that lady was in her 70s.
I know, but that
I'm
that's
going
the
to
joke,
ask
though.
Dr. Fauci a second opinion about that hitting it from the back.
I mean, okay.
We're not breathing. We're not breathing on each other.
You never.
No, it's fine. The booty hole's bleached.
What? I was listening to Why Won't You Date Me? And they were talking about she was talking about, I guess they were suggesting people like hit up glory holes or something like that if you really need to meet somebody.
Man,
what you said? Hold on,
okay. I gotta hear this.
Are glory holes just easily found? Am I not aware of something?
Who go? Hold on. First, who go take the heat of Googling where to find a glory hole?
Google incognito.
Glory holes.
There's got to be an app for that, right?
Reddit.
Ohio. Glory holes, Cleveland, Ohio is what I just typed in. Where are the glory holes in Cleveland? There is indeed a gloryholes.com. Straight up. So let's click gloryholes.com. Can't believe that exists.
Can you not believe that?
Where are the glory holes in Cleveland, Ohio? Map of glory holes in Cleveland, Ohio. Where?
It's a whole fucking map.
There are. If I zoom in, there are
too many.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a bunch right there. Maybe that's one spot, and multiple people have tagged it.
I've
there's
this definitely a glory hole.
I've never come across a glory hole in my life.
There seems to be
you'll be surprised. I remember me and my brother used to joke around that big lots near that's not far from your house, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a hole in the wall. And that's always joke around like, it's a glory hole in there.
All right, let me just zoom out slightly. I wish I could I can't take a screenshot. All right, now the better question is, where does that screenshot go to? I've never had taken a screenshot on my whatever. We'll exit the full screen. But there seems to be one in that looks like there's a couple over there on Clifton. So there seems to be one over on near East 9th by the Playhouse Square.
What?
There seems to be one on Denison.
In the Playhouse District?
You can cut the show and then cut the show.
It literally says Playhouse Square.
Playhouse District.
There seems to be one on this is Lorraine and at West 122nd. There seems to be one on what street is that? West 123rd. Two on West 123rd.
The lines are just so long they had to make another one.
So the one on one is like right on Lorraine at West 122nd. So
is it like when you're checking out and the line gets so long and then the glory hole shouts, "I'm open over here"?
I want you to know I am scrolling.
I'll take the next customer.
So it apparently is between Pride of Eden, Latin Corner Restaurant, and I can't see what the other restaurant is because the hole is covering it. I need to take a picture of this because y'all have to see what the whole situation looks like. So you will have a picture here coming.
The whole
soon.
situation.
Oh, you know what? I should take a good picture and use this as show art because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but that is hilarious. I want y'all. If you're here, let me get off of airplane mode. I'm gonna text this to y'all right quick.
I have trust issues, so I don't think I'm gonna. I never participate in the glory hole.
What? Explain what you mean by that. What are you not trusting?
I'm not trusting on the other side. It's not a okay. I'm not trusting on the other side.
Mouth to mouth, man.
That my penis would be safe. Just blindly sticking it into a hole.
Oh, I love that.
Also,
I love that the little blip is a hole inside of the blip. That's hilarious.
Also, if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, there's a list of other villages or towns close to Cleveland with glory holes. Lakewood, Rocky River, Beechwood, Euclid, Bedford, Westlake, Northfield, Wickliffe, Olmsted Falls, Strongsville, Solon, Macedonia, Bay Village.
What? Let me see the Beechwood. Talk about
that's
the
a
Beechwood.
high class glory hole there.
Let's click on. Click on Beechwood.
They put gray tape around the hole.
And Beechwood, if this map is to be believed, doesn't appear to have any. So but you have the option to add a new glory hole in Beechwood. So maybe sooner than later, Beechwood will have a glory hole.
What if
untapped market?
HGTV had like a show like glory hole makers. Like we're gonna make this a safe glory hole. Like Holmes make it right.
Sand the edges for smooth transition.
Yeah. Feel that smooth glory hole. You ain't gonna get a splinter. You might get the clap.
Now you might want to put a hook here for a towel.
Yeah. A little shelf for some lube.
Fair enough.
Or it could be the glory hole of the future. This is a self-lubing hole.
Bruh. Well, that is your alternate title. The glory hole of the future. Oh, that is fantastic. Y'all are all net this week. Well done. We just kind of push it along. Box definitely has a story he wanted to tell, and I'm excited to have it. He was prepared for this some days back. He's like, this has led to a story, and I'm like, ooh wee.
Before we move on, can we ask? Can I mentioned that I don't trust glory holes. You gentlemen, your thoughts?
I don't think I would want to do it because I don't like not being involved. Like, you want
to touch a titty or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, or caress a back.
Whatever. Hair.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm still too attached to my penis to gamble.
That's what I was saying.
Well,
if that aside, like everybody knows that this is an extremely reckless behavior.
Yeah, that part is baked into it. What beyond that, let's just say your safety guaranteed.
Okay, yeah. Beyond that is like, yeah, I would just kind of, I don't know how I would stay engaged, as it were, if I'm just like, pretty much just sticking on.
There's a lack of intimacy there.
But yeah,
well, that and so. Like I don't want to get that close to the wall because I'm not like packing enough meat to where like I have a huge buffer. I
saw that shit coming from 8 miles away. You still did it, and I'm still taken aback by it. Knew it was gonna happen anyway. God damn.
It's probably not gonna be that thick of a wall. Damn it, it'll be all right.
Now, I don't know the glory hole etiquette. Do you also stick the potatoes in there too, or
the hole ain't that big? If you could fit that shit in there too, then you can see who's doing it on the other side.
Fair enough. Again, I don't think any of us have any experience. All we can do is guess.
I'm just saying, practicality speaking.
Why do you want potatoes in there, Gabe? I guess it's my better question.
I mean, potatoes deserve attention too.
Yeah, but
yeah, exactly.
But I don't know, man. It seems like it's already precarious as fuck. So you also got to, lift the taters up, and also I don't know the height of the whole situations. Are these for a taller man, a shorter man?
That's the other thing. Because, like, in a public bathroom, man, there's been some stalls that I use where, like, the toilet paper dispenser is, like, down to the fucking floor, and I'm a standing wiper. You know how hard it is to have to reach down to continuously get toilet paper when you're standing? Imagine, like, the glory hole's not at your penis level, and, like, you're having to hunch and shit. Like, it's just, it's too involved. You need an adjustable hole.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like you guys aren't looking at this at the angle of this is almost a desperate situation. This isn't a convenient situation. This is the kind of situation where like you know what? I ain't got no more mayonnaise at the house. I got to eat this sandwich dry.
I don't think this is necessarily a desperate situation. Like, in Tom Segura's latest comedy special, he talked about how in college he looked older than everyone else that he was in college with. So the people at the porn shop, like, would sell him porn without, like, question. And he would go there and buy the porn for everybody in the dorm. And the one time, like, he went there, they offered him to go to this other shed that they had behind the building where it was, like, peep shows and shit. But he goes back there, and, like, the dude is, like, trying to, like, offer him glory hole services.
Oh.
So it's, like, something that they did there. But, like, Tom Segura is just, like, put two and two together that guy working the back building is the only one in the building. So if he goes and does the glory hole services, it's going to be that dude at the counter sucking him off.
I guess.
So this isn't like someone drilled a hole in the 7-Eleven bathroom. This was like legitimately set up for you to go get glory holed.
So you're saying we're thinking of this whole thing wrong. We think of it. We're literally thinking of a hole in the wall, but that's not even how glory holes actually work.
I mean, some do. Like, I imagine there are some makeshift spots where, like, people make them. But I'm saying this particular porn shop in the story, he claims had its own glory hole set up in a separate building on its property.
Speaking of porn buying experiences, you just reminded me of a story. Maybe I should hold it until my turn.
We already here.
We here. It becomes your turn by proxy. Yeah, go ahead.
We can leapfrog. It's fine.
All right. I'm sorry, but it's a short one. And keep in mind,
nothing to be sorry about.
Keep in mind, I'm the guy who didn't know he was he was dating somebody. So,
you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to say, I refute that story. Like, I'm on your side with that, and that's all I'll say.
Thank you. I don't know if you'll be on side in this story. Back in porn buying days, you know, because we didn't have the internet like you young punks out there. I was buying porno, and I guess there was another guy in the shop, and he came up and asked me like, so what are you doing after this? And like, oh, it's late. I'm gonna go home and go to bed. And it occurred to me until I left, like, oh, that guy wanted to fuck me, didn't he?
Possibly, but he might have just wanted to kick it. Like, because you might have been like the young dude about town who like knows some things. Sure, it definitely could be he just wanted to go to Bone Town with you. But it also could have been like he's like, what you doing later, man? Because you're saying if you got to connect on some shit, I'm down. So
if I had to connect on some shit, I wouldn't be in the shop buying porn. I'd be connecting.
Disagree.
Oh yeah, I know that's true.
It could have been the other way. He probably knew about a party or something like, hey, spontaneous ecstasy's in town tonight. You want to go see her?
I always wanted to go to an Eyes Wide Shut party, but wear like a Spider-Man or a Batman mask.
Swear in the cave in the cow, but naked everywhere else. Swear to me.
Or twip.
Hell yeah, rocking a Bane mask. That'd be great.
And that gives you power over me.
Theatricality, deception, powerful tools for the uninitiated. It could be a good time, man.
And we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce?
Or you probably call somebody else's name out. Aren't we? I don't know. Poppy?
Aren't we, Gabriel?
Oh, Gabe. That was not a whole story. So that fit exactly where it needed to fit in the whole body of this work. Good job, sir. You wrapped that part up. You stuck a nice pin in it. You might have been getting hit on, or you might have been getting asked to a party, or it might have been an undercover cop who was up to no good. Just go try to get some, try to see if he was going to sell him some blow or something. Who knows? Box, on to you, sir. Please.
Okay, so this past Friday, I started to not feel well near the end of our workday, and I struggled to make it those last 2 hours, and I could tell it was like a migraine coming on. So as soon as my shift was over at 6 o'clock, I turned off my computer, and went and grabbed some Excedrin. And I planned ahead because I figured this was going to be a doozy. So I grabbed a couple cans of, Whole Foods LaCroix and went to my bedroom.
Elements entails.
I took 2 pills and I laid down, put on the YouTube, and waited for the suffering to begin. So about 2 hours in, my head was like hurting like a son of a bitch, and the pills hadn't done shit. And like my vision was starting to get blurry because I was getting like that pain behind my right eye, And I'm laying there watching YouTube out of one eye, and I'm laying there thinking about like, is there any way that like anything else I have around the house that might help? So I realized that to my left in my nightstand is the other half of that THC chocolate bar. So I Googled, does THC help with migraines? And like some of the shit that came up was like, yes, it can help with like the prevention of migraines and the lessening of the pain and yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll give this a try. So I roll over and I break off a square of the chocolate and I eat it. And then about 45 minutes later, as I'm laying there watching YouTube, I feel like my face starting to get numb. And I'm like, okay, I know this has kicked in now. So as I'm laying there, the chocolate, like, I don't know if it was like because I was like the migraine or if it was just a combination of everything. But I'm laying there and I start to feel like everything in my body. Like, imagine that like you have a pain in your left shoulder, right? And then it like goes down your back, into your hip, through your leg, comes back up, goes to your other leg, then goes back up your back into your right shoulder. And then like, it was like I felt the pain in my body, but like it wasn't like it was concentrated in one area. I felt it move through my entire like nervous system until it went from my left side of my body over to my right side of my body and then sat in the back of my head where the migraine was at. And it was weird because it kept doing that. It was like I was getting these pain pulses that kept going through my entire body and then coming back to the migraine spot. And like, I was laying there and I was getting my like numb, but I'm getting the electrical pulses through the body. And it was like, it felt like being electrocuted from the inside.
Oh.
And I had no ability to stop it and no way to move to like change my position or anything. So I was just being cattle prodded on like a circuit in my own body. And it was the weirdest feeling because like usually like when something hurts, it hurts in that area. Yeah. You don't feel it move along the track. And it was like I just kept feeling the whole track. And it would always come back around from left to right. And it would always come back up to my head and stop in the back part of my head where it was hurting behind my eye. It was like my body knew that that's where the migraine was at, but it was starting off the pain train on the left side, and then just going the whole way around, taking the long route to get to the migraine spot.
I don't think I want to be that high, man. It's levels to this shit. That's way up there. That's some good chocolate.
It's funny though because like I've taken that chocolate a couple times now because like I'm down to like it was like a 10-piece bar and I'm down to like 3 pieces. So this was the 6th piece. The couple times I've taken that, I've just gotten a little sleepy. Like the chocolate bar has been really timid. This was the first time where like I didn't just pass out, like where I got like numb and then had this weird like out of body pain experience because like the pain, it felt like a ball moving inside my body. It didn't feel it like your hips hurting, like your hips hurting. Like you don't feel the ball, like the pain in your hip move to your knee, then back up your leg, and then over to your other leg, and then back up your other side of your back, and then up to your shoulder, and then up to your neck. Like I literally felt like I was possessed with like some sort of pain monster that was just moving around like my body, like it was like a fucking roller coaster.
No bueno. No, man. All right.
Yeah, so I think the lesson to be learned from all this is your body does some weird shit when you have a migraine with THC, but it doesn't help. I still hurt.
And who knows? It might help somebody. I know, oddly enough, Jesse Thorne, who hosts Bullseye over on NPR, chocolate is a migraine trigger for him. So he can't even he doesn't eat chocolate at all because it can bring on a migraine. So it's like something that you might want to talk to your physician about is just trying to figure out what are your migraine triggers and seeing what you can do to get ahead of that, man. Because that fucking no, thank you. People who have migraines, I feel terrible for them because oftentimes, like I said, the medicines they have to take are just super like strong and like.
Well, the fucked up thing about it too is like when I get them like this bad, it's not just pain. I get like a fever, and then I get cold chills, and then I like obviously because I'm just laying in bed, I get dehydrated, and like now it's like the effects like last like 2 days.
No, see, I don't want that. But yeah, that's awful. So yeah, that's definitely something that you might want to holler at the doctor about. Just because it's like maybe just having a line of treatment because, like you said, you knew it was coming. And oftentimes people who, when they, like I said, they know a migraine is coming, they are used to prescribe something like, take this ahead of it. It'll at least take the edge off. It's not going to be great. You're still going to get this fucking migraine. It's going to suck ass, but at least it'll cut into it a little bit, you know?
The fucked up thing, too, is like I had some plans that weekend to like get some shit done, and I was going to go to the grocery store, and I was going to do some cleaning. I ended up laying in bed for the entire weekend.
Best laid plans.
I had a team a one-on-one with my boss on Monday morning, and he goes, "Oh, hey man, the Browns didn't lose this past weekend. It was a good weekend." And I was like, "The hell it was." I was like, I had a migraine from the moment I logged off work on Friday until last night. I'm like, this weekend sucked.
Well, one thing I do know about caffeine, because Excedrin has caffeine in it, it seems to like ramp up other medicines that are in your body. So that could have been part of it too. And one thing I was always told, like when things are going on with you, make a log of everything you ate beforehand. Like, to kind of know, like, well, I had this, and this. Let me see if, I don't know if you really want to put your body through it, but like, if I had, for example, cherries, and then I had a migraine afterwards. Let me either eat cherries again or never eat cherries again to see what happens.
Yeah, like I said, working toward figuring out what your potential triggers are could help because, like I said, then you know what kind of to duck and dodge and so forth. It's just, and I feel like you've had a couple in real short order recently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had one a month ago,
and.
This is that time of the year, too, though. Like, the weather changes have been so drastic lately that it doesn't help. And I think that might be the trigger because it was, like, snowing 2 weeks ago. And then, like, the last couple like, 80. And it's like my body can't handle such drastic weather changes.
Up until yesterday, we had rattled off, 10 straight days of 70 and above in a November. It's a record in our neck of the woods. And not just 70 and above. We did get near 80 a couple of times during that run. So the weather's wrong right now. But again, the whole planet is broken. So what is one to do?
Yeah. Well, the hurricane, I guess, in Florida pushed all their hot air up here. And that's what it is. But now that like that's over, like I saw snows on the forecast for Monday.
Of course. Got to install a mailbox this weekend.
Yeah, I actually got a chance like earlier this week, I planted some bulbs in the front yard. So, you know, hopefully those come up, and they're supposed to come up every year. So, we'll see. But with those extra couple nice days, like I think usually you plant them at the end of October, second week of October, right before the ground freezes. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's got to be hard on the plant life too. Like. Usually around this time, like, ants and all that kind of shit are gone. But, like, I was over here working the other day, and there was an ant walking across my monitor.
Like, hey, buddy, don't worry about me.
No, no, it's the time of year they do come into your house. Because it's like, well, I ain't going to be chilling outside. You got room for me, buddy? So you might see more of them.
I was just thankful during this last episode that I didn't have one of those anxiety type highs. It was just a weird pain roller coaster high with a little bit of numbness.
I had been recently talking to Vanessa about it. She has discovered that it's either the indica or the sativa. I can't remember which makes her super just annoyed. It's not a good high. So she's like either going to stick with blends or just lean more toward one particular of those strains because that's more of a mellow brew. And I'm like, maybe that's what happened to me. The last time I got a little bit of the devil's lettuce in me. It was no good. I was like, I don't like the way this makes me feel. It's just nah. And I hadn't tried it since. And she constantly is like, come on, which one? Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So I wonder if maybe that's just the point. Maybe I just got to find the right, the right strain that works with me and so forth.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult for me to learn that because I can't even get it myself. So I have to I'm at the mercy of the people who procure for me.
Yeah. But slowly but surely, as this country it's starting to just suck it up and be like, it's you do you.
You're gonna be at home anyway. Might as well be high.
Straight up and down. And again, like I said, if you go to the doc and you could probably get your medical card
migraine
with no issue for anything, any number of things that because the doctor who does it isn't your doctor, it is a doctor. And come on, man.
I was thinking about that.
You probably know some people who got their card. You like, what is your disorder?
Oh shit! I already asked my physical therapist buddy if he was able to write me a script.
Our YouTube channel has been rolling. I don't check it too regularly, but I had to check it this week because we put up a couple of videos. Only to see that the episode that was titled "Where Mathematicians Come to Relax" is doing surprisingly well on YouTube. Now, people don't listen to the whole episode. It tells you that. It gives you the analytics, but people are coming to it, giving it a go, and being like, "What is going on here?" So I don't know. We're attracting some mathematicians maybe with that title.
I want to know where they can go to relax. It's stressful.
The Cheesecake Factory of what's the name of the episode? The Cheesecake Factory of brothels or whatever that episode's title is also doing pretty well. Sex work, is also doing pretty well. But there's some videos up on the channel. I would ask you to go and watch them because it just helps. Go watch the videos, like the videos, please subscribe to the channel. The various things I ask you to do all the time, but I'm asking you this time to do it in earnest because if you go and do it now while the iron is hot, then we end up kind of in that. If you get enough downloads going, you can end up in that algorithm river and really start, getting more shit popping on the channel. So try to get us in the river, y'all. We trying to swim. Regarding what I posted, it's just a couple of unboxings of video game consoles. But I'm not trying to talk about the video game consoles right now. But I do want to talk about, y'all, is the ideal of scalpers. I happen to be in the gaming, in the Reset Era forums because I'm a gamer and I'm in there all the time. And somebody posted how angry they are at scalpers, believing scalpers to be the problem why they couldn't get their hands on these new systems. And I used to be among those who was salty off of scalpers, but then I don't know, recently enough it dawned on me that I guess if they have put in the effort to get to something before anybody else, assuming they did it, I guess on the cool and not using bots or some other shit, unfair advantages I don't really cotton to. But, say they did what they had to do. They figured it out. They got a system and they want to go flip it for, a tidy sum. And if somebody's willing to pay them for it, I guess I'm just not mad about it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like I said, I've been in a position where I really want something and can't get my hands on records and the like is usually what it comes down for me. And I'm just like, I either can pay the goddamn gold price or just not have the item until, whatever. That Denzel Curry single over there, that Bulls on Parade single, probably retail for like $15 when it came out on Record Store Day some months or weeks back. And I ended up paying more than that. I ended up paying the gold price for it because I wanted it. And I just was like, I accepted that was the cost of doing business. And I was wondering what y'all think about scalpers in the game of scalping. Also, scalping, that sounds racist, right? That has a
resell.
Yeah, resellers is probably a much better term. And actually, I want to force that into my vernacular. Resellers is a much better term.
Well, I in the past was what most people call a sneakerhead, and like resellers have ruined that game. Like the fact that not only like resellers, but it's like bots, that buy up stuff like that, and it's truly terrible.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they put hype behind something, and then really and truly you can't even buy it afterwards.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like resellers made collecting things harder and worse.
And I can see that, but it's like, I don't know. It's so in the sneaker game. It's. I feel like the wealthy get themselves involved in that. You know what I'm saying? I want these Dior. I don't know.
Jordan.
They were Jordan. I know they were there Jordans. So you know what I'm saying? I know. Yeah. And I feel like those. I don't even know if they were on sale. I feel like those were real. Like you got those if you knew somebody. Like those motherfuckers.
Well, yeah. Like the low top ones are going for not much at all, but the high top ones are going for like $1,200 or more. Yeah. I might be missing a zero. It might be
12,000
more than that.
Because the Dior brand and so forth. And so
but even like a Chunky Dunky or pretty much like any shoe that came out during this time. Yeah. For example, after this, I know this is kind of boring, but okay, so the Michigan State Dunks. These are shoes that, 3 or 4 years ago were at the Nike outlet for $39. Not much at all. Like, now, they're pretty much going on like the sneaker app and eBay for like $300 plus. You might be able to get them for lower, but the sneaker app is a joke. They sell out within seconds. Yeah. So, yeah, the game just ain't fair no more.
Huh. So, I was up last night editing the show, and it was getting late and getting toward midnight. And I knew that the PlayStation 5 went on sale last night. Could be on sale as early as midnight, going into today. So, I literally made a point to open up a tab to every store that I thought could be a potential lick. Make sure I was logged in. Make sure they had my credit card information available. And was just ready for go time. And I follow this cat I follow a couple of spots on Twitter. One of them, IG and Deals, but that's because my homeboy runs it. And then the other one is my man, Wario64. And Wario64 is a guy who you go to for video game deals. And he just hits. He'll just be like, all right, then in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock. And so I'm sitting there. I should be just editing and focusing on the show, but I did not. I was just like literally focused on trying to find this damn PlayStation. And let's say I don't know, 1:30 in the morning, they rank up in Target. He goes, Target has disk-based systems, hit this link. I'm like, bang out. Get the link. I get through the entire process, get to my credit card, and it says it wants my security code. I go to put the security code in, it won't take it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, give me this security, won't take it. And then nothing. Cart's empty. Because Target, that's how Target does it. It's like you walk up to the cashier with something in your cart and you got there and they're like, it's nothing in your cart. And I'm like, you fucking played me, Target. And I tried to get in the queue at at Sony itself, and like the queue be an hour. out, and then eventually Warrior 64 tag and says it looks like it's sold out again, and it says they'll have some tomorrow, so come back tomorrow. And I'm like, it was just stressing me out. And then finally at a point, I was like, I'm going to bed. And I go to bed, and I tell Vanessa, I didn't make it happen. I'm sorry, I didn't manage to make it happen, and it was dumb and stuff. But what I had done is my phone goes at 11 o'clock right now. My phone, y'all ain't gonna be able to see it, but it says "Do Not Disturb." Calls between, it'll turn off "Do Not Disturb" at 7 a.m. But because I was in the midst of this shit, I actually had turned off my "Do Not Disturb." And I forgot that I had done that. And I go to lay down, and I'm kind of laying in bed. I'm kind of stressed and whatever. And I know it's dumb to be stressed about a toy, but whatever. But just as I really finally started drifting my ass off to sleep, I heard that phone buzz, and I was like, it's a shock because again, I don't have my phone buzzing or whatever. But I reach over and I grab it, and Warrior 64 says, "They're live at Target again. Go, go, go!" And I'm like, a deep breath, and I hit the link, and I get through it, and again, it won't take the fucking security code, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck it, Apple Pay. And I just paid for it off my Apple Pay instead of off a credit card. It came out of my actual bank account. And I got it. Cool, gravy, whatever. But at that point, it was such a surge of adrenaline through my body, I could not go back to sleep. I laid there in that bed for hours, tossing and turning. I got up and, went to the restroom and stuff like that there. I was like, I play with Jewel. Because that's normally what I do. I go lay down, I play with Jewel, and my eyes get heavy and I go to bed. It's easy. It's my natural inclination. Like I said, right now I'm working on about 4 hours of sleep. I am destroyed, tired, but I did what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I got out there. I was everywhere. I'm hitting links. I'm checking traps. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I got to do because in the video game, that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get video games. It doesn't work that way for records. Records is almost, it's difficult. Records, I go to stores with so forth and so on, but for certain electronics and stuff like that there, I've been very good about that this whole year. At being home, I've kind of figured it out. It's like be here maybe 2 minutes before it goes live and just start F5ing. You know what I'm saying? Start hitting reset, and usually you can get what you want. And I've had a very successful year at getting the shit I want off the internet. So it's like that's why I can be like scalpers, forgive me, resellers. Yeah, that is some bullshit, but also hustle and effort, at least in the world of electronics, can pay off. You know what I'm saying? I know the shoe game. Like I said, I see people on the sneaker app, famous people like, I couldn't even get the motherfuckers mad about it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, bro, you couldn't get those? You know what I'm saying? So I get it. There's something special about that particular market of things. But like I said, I saw that post and I was like, I wonder how everybody feels about resellers. My man Seth, we have talked about resellers. What were they selling? I can't recall what it was, but like he was like he kind of basically put me on the game. Was like why I shouldn't be grumpy about it, because it's everybody wants to sell this shit at these outlandish prices. Like says I saw somewhere somebody was like, oh, I flipped the PlayStation for $1,500 or whatever. I'm like, but that means somebody was like willing to come out that pocket. You know what I'm saying? They want to pay the gold for that, and I'm like, I'm just not that. But I'm also not mad at you for coming up on that deal. You know what I'm saying? You did what you had to do. You worked to get the product, and then you sold it. And so I guess, I don't know. I get real libertarian on that ass where I'm just okay with it. Gentlemen, anything?
I don't have a lot of reseller experience.
I mean, you and I have had this conversation back in the day when you used to get grumpy over amiibos.
Yeah. So in that situation, that's one of those things where it's like, I remember the one time I went to Toys R Us out there in North Olmsted, and this woman literally came in there and just bought them all. And I just felt like that felt inherently unfair. You know what I'm saying? I think there's the difference there. When it feels inherently unfair is where one can get. I feel like being a bit worked up is justified.
So, like, say I go to this Target tomorrow and I get in there and they have all 5 Xboxes. Am I allowed to buy all 5?
No, they only let you buy one.
Okay, because I would have bought all 5. Like, I would have bought all 5 and I would have kept one and I would have sold 4. And like, it's a shitty thing, But like, if the people behind me want to meet me in the parking lot and cash at me $700, I'll be willing to hand them one.
They gonna cash ass you. They gonna get up.
Oh yeah, there'd be some prison shanks waiting for me in the parking lot, I'm sure. You know how them Karens be.
They'll cash app you outside. How about that?
I'm just saying. I got Zelle, I got Venmo, I got PayPal. I could download Cash App and figure it out. I don't have one, but I could get one. I know it's a shitty thing, like, to not be able to get what you want as easy as you want to be able to get it. Like right now, I don't care about getting the Xbox or the PlayStation. Because I don't even play the one I have, which I should, because my Xbox Live Gold whatever auto renewed the other day.
No.
I saw that shit in my bank account. I was like, why is this shit down? And then I looked. I'm like, oh fuck. But I mean, like, I'm thinking about just going to do it because, like, I have inside info, basically, and I'm just like, well, would I be foolish to not take advantage of this information? It's like, the store opens at 8. Like, I could be in the parking lot a couple minutes beforehand and just see what happens. Like, I'm not working tomorrow. If nothing happens, I come home a couple hours and then go pick up my Sam's Club order and then come home and I got the whole rest of my day.
Also, that's not they did go live at Sam's Club yesterday at some point, the PlayStation. So you could have got. I mean, if you wanted one, I'm saying that happens too.
Oh, I tried because I saw the link 10 minutes after the fact.
Yeah.
Because I was still awake at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, I was just up watching TV. I went to bed about 3 a.m. and I got up at about 8 this morning. But I took a little nap around noon, so I'm refreshed. But like, I just did it because like it's the hot shit. Not that I actually give a shit. Like, I owned a PS3 couple years back, but I barely used it, and then I just sold it to my brother.
PS3. It just wasn't my system. It was not my console, bro. I guess I just got it off and was like, yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah, like I had the Xbox. Like we had a communal PlayStation 2, but I had my own Xbox that I had bought with my money, and then I had a 360, and then I've had a Xbox One. So like, if I was gonna get either of them, I get an Xbox just because it's what I've been using for the last 17 years. But it's like it's FOMO, fear of missing out. Like, you just want to be a part of the race. Like, I don't actually give a shit about having a PlayStation. If I managed to get one, I'd probably just sell it to whoever my friends didn't get one that wanted it, and I wouldn't fucking
gouge them,
upcharge my friend. I would upcharge a stranger, but if one of my friends wanted it, I would just sell it for whatever I paid for it. Like, they could, Zelle me whatever, tax and all that shit. Xbox, I'd probably keep it because I'll probably get one eventually someday anyway. But, it's just being part of the chase. Yeah. But yeah, the bots thing does suck to know that, like, you get on the website and it's like almost guaranteed to crash immediately because you feel like you have no shot whatsoever before the race even starts.
Yeah.
So that has been, like I said, just an unfortunate part of the collector game. So whatever you're collecting, you might collect some weird Marvel figures or whatever, stuff that just be gone before you get a chance. I got an order for the G1 Blaster Transformer in at Walmart while they were, able to order it. And eventually, recently, they came around, they just canceled it. My man Seth got his, but me and Chalky got both our orders canceled by Walmart. They oversold it. That's another thing that we oftentimes have happen. Motherfuckers will be like, "Oh yeah, we gonna have this many," and it turns out, no, you didn't. That was a wild assumption on your part, and I wonder why you made it. So,
yeah, I mean, I know it's not a complete comparison, but think about like when you and I were down in Kentucky. I was trying to find a bottle of Stag Junior like the entire trip. We go to a store and it's like, I know they have it in the fucking stock room, so I got that close, but I still don't have it.
That was wild. My man, like, here we have 5 bottles. Well, my God, we can't sell them.
Why couldn't they sell them?
They had a specific street date, which is also something I know as a gamer dude. Like I said, I used to work I worked at Target some years back, and we had boxes of stuff, and I worked in the electronics section, so we'd have. At that point in time, the Wii was the popular ebb, and it'd be like, okay, we have Wii's in stock, but there's a sticker on that box that says don't open till November 13th. And so you That's exactly what it is. Like, literally, we couldn't open them until then. Now, I know what the Wii boxes look like. I know that per one box of those has 3 Wiis in it, so I can always guesstimate how many we'd have. And I always tell people, hey, you looking for a Wii? We definitely going to have them this Sunday. Come through and line up. You know what I'm saying? I know how many we got and so forth. And I would always share that information with anybody who wanted to know about it. And so that was me, the hustler. Like you said, inside information. If I got it, I'm sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm telling you, like I said, I feel like if they are keeping up what they've been doing, it's going to be on the app. You get it on your app, but then you go pick it up. So they only do sales online, but you do sales online to pick up in the store. So if they going to have some in their store, or if they got some in their store, it's going to pop tonight, probably around 1 o'clock. And turn Wario 64 and his with notifications on. You can just about make it happen for anything. But resellers, I can see why you mad. Like I said, when it's unfair, but I'm not as mad about it. I'm not as mad as now as I once was, because I don't know, like when these amiibos go on sale, because they still make amiibos. Yes, they still do. Because and when it goes down, I'm like, all right, I'm either gonna get it or I'm not. That's another thing. I've gotten a little more just cool about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's either gonna happen or it's not, and we have to just kind of be cool about that, you know. So it comes with age. But as we proceed, let's ride on out to the mean streets of Reddit and check out a couple of Am I the Assholes. Each week, my partner sends me several examples of this phenomenon from Reddit, from the subreddit known as AITA, Am I the Asshole? And one of these, Ant sent us last week, and so we got some in stock. I'm going to read them off to you, and you let me know which ones you want to vote on. The one Ant sent me is a guaranteed. You're going to hear it because I said so. So, am I the asshole for telling coworker to either lock her kid in the closet or call back when we can get some work done? Am I the asshole for cooking in my shared apartment since my roommate does not like food smells? No. I'm not even going to... That one's out immediately. No. Yeah. Am I the asshole for making my husband take over for a day so I can play video games? And of course, the one Ant sent us is, am I the asshole for throwing my sister-in-law and her kids out after destroying my son's Lego city? And I haven't read it. I just know that title, and I'm like, I can't wait to get into that one. So of the other three, coworker, food, video games, which one speaks the loudest?
The coworker?
Coworker it is then. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker to either lock her kid in the closet or call back when we can get some work done? According to the good people of Reddit, everyone sucks here. So they think everyone's an asshole. I work with a team of 10-ish people, and we're all work from home for the foreseeable future. My company has gone above and beyond to cater to the people who have kids, which is totally understandable. Flexible hours, last minute changes, etc. We've all done a pretty good job of switching gears here. Most of our Zoom meetings are done within 30 minutes to save everyone the trouble. We do a weekly 1-hour check-ins to make sure everyone knows what's up, what everyone's up to, if anyone needs help, etc. Jamie has 3 kids. 2 of them are old enough to where they're doing virtual school and are polite. The third kid, the youngest, however, is in that bratty little kid phase where they make nonstop noise, and if mom isn't paying attention, it's the end of the world. We try to be accommodating, but every meeting, when it's her time to talk, it's endless screaming of, Mom, look at this, Mom. Why aren't you paying attention? And then cute interruptions like the kid getting up in the camera so we can see up his nose yelling hi over and over when she's talking, etc. This guy uses etc. just a bit too much for my taste. She's been told a number of times to make sure she carves this 1 hour out of her week so we can work together professionally as a team. Yet every week, she gets all sheepish and, I just can't say no to him, and shit like that. I finally snapped this week. I'm waiting on a huge project from her, and she needed to explain where she's at so I could be prepared for the handoff to take control. In the middle of her explanation, the kid just starts going, wee, as loud as he can in the room, swinging around a toy. I couldn't hear shit except the "we," and I'd had enough and muted Jamie and said, I'm done wasting my time here. Let's move on until Jamie finds a closet to lock the kid in so we can actually get some work done. Other people on the Zoom call either cracked up laughing or looked uncomfortable. I get it. Putting her on the spot like that was rude, but at the same time, forcing the constant "we" and noisy interruptions and cute antics of the kids on your coworkers who are just there to get work done is beyond obnoxious. Jamie went off crying to our supervisor, who ended up saying essentially the same thing as me, just with more tact. It's been an issue since this all started, and I'm not the only one who has lost their cool with Jamie over it. However, some of the people with kids, not all of them, have banded together to complain that we're putting too much pressure on Jamie and that it's unfair to expect she would be able to just turn off being a mom like that. All I'm asking is for a quick professional meeting. None of this "we" and cute interruptions by someone's kid. Am I the asshole?
I got a kid that, in that age. I'm assuming she's talking about like 4 or 5, right? But yeah, so I kind of empathize with this mom. But they don't really interrupt me for my my work stuff, so I haven't had a problem with it. It's not been an issue. My wife says, "Hey, it's Daddy's on a phone conference or Daddy's on a video conference. You got to be quiet." And then they're pretty quiet, so they're not too bad.
And who knows? Maybe Jamie's a single mom and doesn't have the backup of another parent.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna call this person an asshole because they could have been more tactful. They could have said the same thing in a lot more tact.
I don't think this person's an asshole at all. This person, like I said, said that they have put up with this shit for a very long time, and this is the first time this is the time they just popped. And I don't think they're an asshole for popping. I don't think what they said even was too ashholeless. It was funny. Probably don't want to joke like that at work. But no, I don't think this person's an asshole. I think you got to get your shit. You got to get your shit right. You just do. And if it requires sitting the little motherfucker down, be like, I am on the phone. Sit your ass down and don't talk until I get done with this call. It sucks, but kids will react to that and be like, okay, fine, asshole. But they'll react to it in most situations pretty much, okay, fine. I got to respect the fucking rules right now. But as soon as you get off that phone, I'm wilding. Like, fine. Cool. You can wild after you get off the fucking phone. But I asked your ass for this little bit of time to sit your bitch ass still. And you will. It's just like, that's just it's a sterner hand than Jamie's willing to put down. And yeah, my man, it's like I said, it's shitty how he said it. I will agree with you in that regard, but I don't think that makes him an asshole because the reality of it is they're there to get a job done, and we either gonna get this job done or Jamie need to maybe consider finding employment elsewhere. So that's real. I hear people's kids going off in the background of meetings all the time, but I also hear like one of the bosses tell her kids to hush, I'm on the phone, and that kid get quiet and disappear or whatever they're saying. So it's like I said, it's not like I feel like Jamie just ain't doing what she got to do. That whole I just can't say no to him. Bullshit. Yes, you can. Mm-mm. Yes, you can, and yes, you should. So I disagree with you in that regard. I can both empathize with Jamie and know Jamie on some bullshit when she when she's just not parenting her children. You know what I'm saying?
That was how I took it. Like, I don't imagine it's easy to parent a 4 or 5-year-old, but like it feels like she's not even trying.
Yeah. The whole I just can't say no. Like, bruh, yes you can. In fact, I suggest you do so because I need to know what the fuck is going on with your part of this project. God, group projects is the worst, especially in a work environment. God, fuck all that noise. Let's get some. Not an ass. Not the asshole. Absolutely not the asshole. Parents, all caps, in pandemics have gotten so many considerations at the expense of single or childless people. Work is work. I get sometimes parents can't help, but an hour out of the week is not a big ask. Parents are so entitled. Child-free people did not ask you to have kids, but we have to be conscious of the schedule, their kids, all the while being available to work all the damn time. Tell the other parents.
That dude can suck my
Tell
dick.
the other parents having a kid is no excuse for not parenting or disciplining your kid, and wasting other people's time is horrendous. Don't have a kid if you can't parent them or keep them occupied. I'm so tired of making allowances for people with kids while getting nothing in return.
That person's a little too angry.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's crazy because like, especially in these conditions, you're a parent like 24 hours a day, and that's including at work. And like, it's unreasonable to think that like my kid ain't gonna need something sometimes during those times. So like the other day, I was on the phone. And I felt bad. I was like, man, Anthony, chill out. I'm on the phone. And it was just like, nigga, I needed something. Of course, he didn't say that, but like they need stuff too. Like, I don't think. Just like I've always had the theory, like I don't expect my kids when I take them to the store not to ask for anything because I'm at the store fucking getting shit. Why can't they get something too? It's like. How would I feel as an adult? Like, I'd be fucking mad as hell if I went to the store and I would, like, that's a terrible feeling not to be able to have something.
Yeah.
Like, you buying $39 worth of eggs and shit. Can I get one Hot Wheels car? So, I'm always willing to buy at least one Hot Wheels car. I'll spend 99 cents on you. Yeah. So, you can't expect parents to not be a parent. You don't know what's going on. Smelly asses walking by, like, you gotta go do something about that.
You're the asshole. Why couldn't you just say, I'm done wasting our time here. Let's move on until Jamie can quiet her child down and get back to us.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know if that makes it, I don't know if that is different enough.
That puts Jamie on the spot.
I'm done wasting I feel like the turn of phrase, I'm done wasting our time here, just, at that point, yeah, go ahead. Throw the kid in the closet. The rest of that comment just stands. You already came off the fucking bench hard. You know what I'm saying? Or reported her to the... Okay, so saying you could have told her to get her kid back there, or reported her to a supervisor, or talked to her again in the private meeting, being more firm, giving her an official warning. Lock her kid in the closet is unbelievably aggressive and just weird. Uncomfortable and a fucked up thing to say.
I mean, I don't agree with that person, but I see what that person is trying to say.
So again, this one ended up being the way it was voted on is everybody sucks here, but I disagree. I think Jamie sucks a little bit more and needs to parent her goddamn child.
It's some things you can do where the other person is wrong, but the way you react can make shit worse. Yes, that lady needs to tell her kid to sit down, but you know what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna tell me what to do with my motherfucking kids.
Or in my motherfucking house.
Yeah, like you need to shut the fuck up because guess what? I'm not gonna hit them, but I will hit you. I'll fuck you up. I'm not gonna hit my kid, but I'll fuck you up. Guess what? And I ain't fucked up nobody in a long time. I've been in this house. These kids getting on my nerves. I'll fuck you up, though.
Oh my god, that'd be one of the more. You think you said some funny shit, motherfucker? I know where you live. It's just like it be. Like I said, it already could take a turn. So yeah, it can be some respected. But like I said, like again, I can't reiterate this enough. That whole I can't tell him no. I don't. That's the only thing that's got her stuck right now. Like the fuck you mean you can't tell him no? Yes, your ass can, and you might want to do that. Again, you want to keep a roof over your head. Get your kid right. I'm like, it's like sometimes you got to make it that sincere, you know. Whew, that's upsetting. I don't even know what I would have done if I had to work from home when the kids was younger, because at their current age, sometimes it's not as easy as it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, look, is you in class right now? No, go walk my goddamn dog. You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be tough. Like my buddy, his son's 2, and his daycare is closed now because one of the people got COVID. So my buddy has to watch his kid while he's working for the next 10 days or whatever.
It's the game, man.
It's
2-year-olds. I mean, I don't know. They just now getting real emotion at that age, so it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because then they like, I ain't trying to be in this room with you. I'm trying to go out in this house and fuck around, maybe drink some bleach. That's what they do.
Yeah, like I love nap time. That's like the only like the time of day that's like is most quiet around here is where I could put Emery down for a nap because Emery try to fuck everybody up. Man, Emery be beating up Anthony every day now, man. I feel so bad for Anthony. But Anthony, I be just like telling him like, you just like they were fighting upstairs the other day, and Emery started chasing them, and then I was like, you can't go into a bedroom. There's not enough room for you to run. It's a bed in there. You can't do no quick turnarounds. He gonna catch you and he gonna beat you up. Get out of there.
Like, just jump, run, boy, run. I like that Anthony will defend his honor. You know what I'm saying? He like, look, bro, I can't. I'm at to just whoop your ass right here, bro.
Oh no, Anthony. You mean Emery?
Oh well, I meant. I thought we were. I assumed that Anthony would like chase his brother down and like catch him with some.
No,
too sweet a child, ain't he? My little baby.
Yeah, Emery be banging Anthony all the time.
Oh, bruh. Y'all gotta watch Harley Quinn. That cartoon is so good. And so, am I the asshole for throwing my sister-in-law and her kids out after destroying my son's Lego city? Throwaway because I suck at remembering passwords. How funny. I'm a mom of an only child, Jake, who just turned 9 back in August. Jake is obsessed with anything to do with building and wants to be an architect when he's older. I fully support this dream, and we have spent a crap ton of money buying the graph paper, the table, rulers, and the biggest expense Legos. Even though they put an S on it, I know it is Lego. There's no S. It's like deer and fish.
and all these.
And crystal. Just crystal, not crystals. He likes to spend his time drawing out his plans for his Lego builds before he moves over to the blocks to actually build things. And I think he's fantastic at it. Sure.
Of course he does.
For his birthday, I cleared out some of the spare room, and hubby and I set up as Jake's office, quote, office, complete with a huge Lego table. The room is my son's pride and joy, and he spends a lot of time in there. Anytime any kids come over, they have to have his permission to go in, and we enforce it. Here's where the problem starts. My sister-in-law recently left her husband, and her 3 kids came to stay with us. This would be fine if she hadn't started throwing a fit about Jake's office. She wants more room in our house, even though they have the entire finished basement that has a family room, and they are using it as a bedroom. She wants us to clear out Jake's office so she can have space away from her kids. When we told her no, she got angry. She then started demanding we let her kids play in there because Lego, I'm going to correct you, madam, are toys and Jake needs to share. I told her she was out of her damn mind because Jake said he didn't want his cousins in there, that he's working on a huge project. He has been building a city. Sister-in-law went crazy, ended up destroying all the work Jake put into the build. Now there's no excuse.
The grown-up did it?
I was beyond angry, went downstairs, grabbed her stuff, and threw it into bags and threw it all out of my house and told her to leave. Our family and my husband thinks I was a major asshole for what I did, and now I'm starting to question if I was. Am I the asshole?
No.
Nah. Also, Reddit agrees, not the asshole.
Grown up did it. That's a twist.
I'd have told her to get her dog ass out of my house.
Like we had just discussed before about how you could catch one. She's lucky she just went and got her stuff and threw her stuff out, and didn't yoke that bitch up and handle some things, because it could have took that turn. It could have been like, oh, I'm about to whoop your ass just like your husband did. I know that's rude of me. That's real fucked up. but I'm like, you got me fucked up if I told you no, that no was good enough. Just like you said, if you tell your child that no, again, that if we bounce back to the other one, that no stands. Like, you eat a whole fucking bag of dicks, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, not the asshole in any way, shape, or form. The rules was laid bare. I told you what the fuck was up. I said no, and that was it. This isn't a debate. I'm doing you a solid letting you come stay in my house because I got this extra space. I've given you the space I've given you, and that's it. I'm mad just reading this shit.
I can't picture the grown up doing this shit. Like,
I can picture that shit,
bruh.
And like I kind of feel like, you know, when you give somebody like, oh yeah, come stay with me. It's like, I give you that space. That's all. That's it. Move.
It's the give an inch, take a mile thing.
Yeah.
wow.
All right. I this one just happens to go with what we're saying. I just actually clicked on Am I the Asshole, and this is at the top of the Am I the Asshole right now, and it just happens to go along with what we had been discussing earlier. Am I the asshole fighting with friend over scalping? Food and glory hole. Oh, the universe is trying to tell us something at that point. Maybe we need to hit the map. Hey, my friend has recently got a PlayStation 5 on launch day. He previously went on about how scummy people who buy stuff and sell it when it's out of stock, like PC parts he tries to buy. He then decided that he wanted to flip his PlayStation 5 online and ended up selling it for $500 over retail as it was out of stock everywhere. I am always strongly against scalpers. Again, we have inserted the term as resellers, as they ruin the chance for people who actually want the item to get one. I proceeded to call him out on his actions and that he was no better than the people he called scummy previously. They're now super pissed at me and saying there's nothing wrong with making a quick buck. And yeah, I agree to an extent, but I think it's bad karma to do something like that. Am I the ass? This man just wrote ass or person. No assumptions here. And I just think that was funny how we were just having this very, very same conversation. There are no comments on that one yet. That's new to the old thing. That literally is a just now. That just got posted. I was trying to find something that would make us chuckle. But ain't nothing funny in these streets right now, man. Okay, this is funny because this is spelled terrible. I'm not gonna read this, but I'm gonna read you the title, and it is, "Am I the asshole for spiking my own liquor?" Licker. Liquor.
Obviously, it's been hitting hard.
That's we do it every week.
Can't even spell the word.
we do it every week, people. We kick it around the microphone, tell some tales, and eventually it makes its way to you, and we hope you enjoy it. Housekeeping, as we do every week. Please, seriously, rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. When I say wherever possible, that means Apple Podcasts. That means Stitcher Radio. That means on YouTube you can do that. And you can follow us over on Twitch as well and so forth. And please hit those channels up because I actually streamed some footage off the Xbox the other day on the Twitch. And I guess I actually need to go pull that VOD down so we can have that if I want to do something with the video. And sooner or later I'm going to stream off this PlayStation as well because might as well show some Miles Morales. Get that popping. If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks to toss our way, we'd be so very just chuffed if you thought to do that for us. We have a Patreon where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows when we make them. We also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyMilk, all one word. You can get any number of things they make there. There's a lot. You can get pillows, notebooks, of course, masks, and this time, various shirts. I think I'm about to give me a yellow hoodie. I kind of like they shade of yellow. It's just this side of gold and kind of mustard vibe. I kind of think I want to get a hoodie of that color with the brand on it. So probably gonna make that pop because that's the kind of dude I am, and it's kind of what I want to get down with. Also feel free to give us a call. 216-302-8763. That's 216-3028-POD. I'm telling you, we'd certainly love to hear from you. So just give it a call and leave a voicemail. It'd just be fun to do that. That's my homeboy, Tatum 216. He's a delight. Yep. And he probably would go off on your ass if you tried to tell him some shit about his kid in a meeting. Just want you to know that. That's my man Lushbox 2099. He wouldn't go off on your kid in a meeting, but he will be talking greasy about you behind your back.
Big facts.
Girthy facts.
That's my man, the real ODP. He probably would have a kid go off, but he has his wife who has his back, so she keeps that at bay, so he ain't got to worry about that. Jamie, you need a
man in your life.
What is the word that we have to use? No. You need a redacted in your life, because a redacted is pretty good to my man Gabe and their multitude of children. So respect due to you, redacted. It's all good. I am the Internet's Table 713. I'm very tired. But I can already feel it that I'm not tired enough to fall asleep. It's terrible. But you've just been
better eat a pancake.
You have just been podcasting too, and I know you loved it.
In glory.
Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.